All right, welcome to the community conversation. Today we are talking about the Prototype Liftoff. I'm with Caitlin Pond, Caitlin Yeager. Some of you may know her as one or the other, depending on when you met her. So today, Caitlin and I are going to be talking about details of the event. We're going to talk about how to sign up, how to register, and if you're curious about, what the event entails, we're going to talk about all that fun stuff today. So to start, the event is going to be incorporated into the open. So this is going to be week 4, Caitlin, that we're doing the liftoff for?
Yes, the 4. So it's going to be like part B. So we'll do the workout on Friday as prescribed, whatever that ends up being. And then on Saturday, it'll be like the part B where it's all the fun lifting.
Yeah. So that's going to be on March 19th is going to be the date of the prototype liftoff. And like Caitlin just mentioned, this is going to be part B. So it's going to be incorporated into your score of the open. If you can't make the event, there's no makeup dates for this. So it's either on that Saturday or you just aren't going to be able to do it, unfortunately, but that's okay. We're going to have a lot of different ways that you can still participate, even if you can't come on the day of. The ways that you can still score points is by doing any of the following, which could be donations to the charity that we're going to talk about in a minute. You could go ahead and volunteer on the day of if you're unable to go ahead and lift for whatever reason. Some of you guys have competitions or whatnot, or you're not going to be able to stick around for the full thing and you want to be able to just judge or stop by. Or you can go ahead and just help us out with organizing the setup probably the day before. Anything like that could also be ways you could get some points scored for your team in the open, even if you're not able to make the event. So before we talk about details of the event, there's a charity that this is for, and this is a charity that Caitlin's been doing for how many years, Caitlin?
This will be my 4th year participating with this charity. So
yeah, so how did you get involved with the charity? How did it all start? And what is the charity?
So the charity is the Jimmy Fund. And actually Linda got me into it. She started it, and one day she was talking about, she's been doing this, I want to say, she's probably going to have to correct me, but I want to say like 8 or 9 years she's done this. And it's walking, right? Doesn't sound too bad, but if you've ever tried to walk 26.2 miles, you realize it's pretty hard.
Oh, wow, so you're walking a marathon.
It is walking an entire marathon. And so I did it the first year with Linda, and it's hard not to love it. The route itself is amazing. Even when we've done it virtually, it was still so much fun just to be with a group of people and raising money for such an important cause. Me and Linda, we raised a certain amount of money where we were able to attend a special brunch before COVID. And, it was full of all of the survivors and all of the people that the Jimmy Fund was able to help. And it was just such an amazing experience, to see. And when you actually walk the route, every mile marker is a survivor, and they have their little story. And some of those people were at the brunch, and it was very cool just to know that the money that I helped raise, essentially saved their lives and is still saving lives. And it's for everybody. It's not just kids, it's not just adults. So it's a very powerful research center, and it's fun to be a part of in general. A lot of times you get involved in charities and you don't know where the money goes per se. But this one, it's, I think it hits home for everybody. We're in a world where unfortunately everybody knows someone who's had cancer, passed away from cancer, or has somebody somewhere involved with this awful disease. And being in science myself, I realize, that one day we could actually live in a cancer-free world. And I think the Jimmy Fund is helping us get one step closer. So I think it's, just a great charity in general. And my parents were both big supporters of the walk. Like I said, I haven't done it quite as much as Linda has, but in not last year, but the year before in 2020, Papa Bear or Dick actually walked it with us virtually around CFP. I think we did like 53 laps or something, which was absolutely ridiculous. But so he walked it with us, and my mom played a very important role. She brought Rocco's Donuts, and she sat in her lawn chair and cheered us on for all of the laps. So it's, you know, it was very important to them, and they had a great time, and, you know, something we could do together. So that was, you know, very special. It was a good time. And in true Papa Bear fashion, he finished his mile with a red Solo cup full mostly of Jim Beam and a little bit of Diet Coke. So just to keep people on the, you know, to remind them that it's for a good cause, but it's also fun. My parents were all about having a good time. And so that is what Saturday will be about. It's just having a good time, raising money for a great cause. So
that's awesome. Did your dad even have to train for that walk? Because I remember seeing your dad almost every single day, especially when we had the outdoor classes. He'd be like walking by, like, up.
He's such a butt. Yes. He did not train even the slightest. That was just something he really enjoyed doing. You know, I tried to get him to CFP, and he did come a few times, but with his schedule, it was really hard. But he found his love of walking, and that man could walk all day. I remember the day after that walk, he texted me at 6 a.m. and he's like, I just finished my 6 miles for the day. How are you feeling? And I'm like, what a dick. Like, I'm really freaking sore. And this man has already walked 6 miles.
Dick being a dick.
I mean, my grandmother had it, you know, nailed it on the head when she named him. So, but yes, so then, and anyway, I had to get up and then walk and then show him that I was just fine. He believed in no rest days. But yeah, he really enjoyed walking. That was kind of his thing. So I now really enjoy walking. So I try to do that as much as I can.
What did your team raise last year? Because you guys do it as like a team, right? Where you kind of like all pull it all in.
Yep. So you can so individually, you know, you kind of have a score, and then it's like a total team at the end. And I think we raised just over $10,000 as a team. And I think we had 7 or 8 people on the team. So everybody raised, you know, a little over $1,000 or pretty close to it. So it was really cool. So I think we actually have our team site up right now on the for the Jimmy Fund. And I think our goal is 12,000 for this year. So we're kind of hoping that with this event, we can get really, really close.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, okay, so you have a link to be able to like donate for that. If anyone wants to donate online. If you guys have come into the gym, hopefully you've come into the gym recently, you'll see those 2 buckets on the counter that Joe put there on the desk. If you're wondering what those are where you can donate like cash or check, and you would just put it in your team bucket. So then that would go ahead and that would go toward your team. And one way that your team will be able to score points is by fundraising more than the other team. So if you fundraise more than the other team, you get a little bit more. So it's all going to be pooled in there. If you donate virtually, that's going to just help the fundraising in general. But Caitlin, you want to talk about the raffle a little bit? Because you have that table that's set up front, which people are probably like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, I know. I kind of just threw it up there and walked out. I snuck in yesterday at noon and did it. So we've obviously been working on this event for a very long time. And when John and Joe approached me about it, I was like, this is awesome. And I always think a fun way to raise money is to have a raffle. So I've been collecting items. Every item on that table has been donated from either local artists or just people that have a lot of stuff. And I've put together a couple big baskets full of all sorts of items. We have paintings, we have earrings, we have self-love kits full of smelly, delicious things. We have some alcohol, we have speakers, we have all sorts of things in there. So what we're planning, we're still working out the details of the raffle itself. But basically what we're thinking about doing is having basically $1 a ticket. You buy a ticket, you can buy as many tickets as you want, 20 bucks, $5, whatever. You get 5, 10, 20 tickets. And it'll all that money will also go to the Jimmy Fund, and hopefully you get a cool prize package out of it. So, and what we'll have the details worked out the day of the event, but just know it's about $1 raffle ticket.
Awesome. Cool. And I have a list here of some other vendors that are going to either be donating or gift cards, or they're going to be donating food to just make this day fun. Is that, Caitlin, you're actually like boys with the dude over at Rocco's. He's like your buddy. Like,
he's my friend.
Yeah. You said that he's donating do I have 3 platters here? A gift card and a t-shirt. That's like super cool.
Yep, we got lots of donuts, so we'll be well fueled, plenty of carbs and sugar to lift heavy weights.
And I believe Leah is going to have a food truck here around lunchtime where you'll be able to get some food, fuel up. We have Redemption Rock Brewery, which is going to have a table here the day of. It's going to be some gift cards from Red Barn, Red Heat, JP's, Reunion Tab and Grill, Uno, Civic, and more. So there's going to be tons of opportunity to be able to win some prizes through the raffle. And, if you're competing, there'll also be some ways to be able to win some prizes and some points for your team. But less about winning of the prize. It's probably more about this going to be a really, really, really fun day. So let's talk a little bit about like the details of the event. Not that the details haven't been out there already, but there has been a few changes, so we should just clear it up. So the day of the event, well, I should say ahead of time, you need to go ahead and you need to sign up. Okay, you need to sign up for the event, but you're going to pick whichever lifts you want to do. So basically this is not like a normal CrossFit workout event where you're doing like high intensity, like CrossFit workouts. This is just gonna be like a weightlifting event, something that we haven't done at the gym before. And it's going to be doing like a 1 rep max on any of these 4 lifts. And you're going to pick 2 of them that you want to do. You have the bench press, you have the snatch, you have the clean and jerk, and the deadlift. So you would pick 2 of those lifts that you want to go ahead and do. And the way that on the day of that it would go is we'd have everyone that's doing the deadlifts go into heat, and you would have 3 attempts at your lift. So you would have, let's say it is 20-minute heat on your deadlift. If you do 135, 185, and then you want your first attempt to be at 225, cool. That would be your 1 out of your 3 attempts. So you're going to be warming up as well in that same time period, kind of like how you would do in class. You're going to have 3 lifts in there. You're going to say, okay, I want this one to count in case I don't get next one or whatever. So there's a little bit of strategy that's going to be involved with how you decide what your goal is going to be, what you're going to get to. You're not just going to, if you do 200 pounds and that was your 3rd attempt, okay, that you could have had more in the tank. So there's going to be a little bit of strategy in there too. So ways that you can go ahead and score points for your team is, and I just exited out of the documents. That's awesome. Ways you can score points for your team on the lift off itself is if you're doing one of the lifts, like say you're doing the bench press, if you're top 3 in men or women on that lift, you can score additional points for your team. Your total pounds that go towards that lift will be accumulated on that lift for everyone that is doing that on your team versus the other team. And then also all 4 of the lifts combined would be added into a total amount too. So you would add everyone's bench press, everyone's snatch, everyone's clean and jerk, everyone's deadlift, total pounds lifted, Miyagi-Do versus Cobra Kai, and that is also going to be a scoring category. So there's not only ways to score points individually, you participating is going to allow your team to have a better opportunity to outscore the other team. So it's going to be a pretty cool day. Lots of 1 rep max is going to be established. I'm sure we're going to see some PRs. that day. But yeah, the main thing that you have to do right now is sign up. Caitlin, it is March 19th, right? March
Correct.
19th. Yeah. Caitlin, is there anything that I missed that you want to add? So right now.
I think that's all of the details of the event that have been a little fuzzy for most people. I know people are nervous because they see it as, you know, another lifting or another competition event, but it's supposed to be fun. It's going to be a good time. There's going to be food, beer. There'll be more beer because I will not be drinking any beer. So there'll be plenty of beer for everybody else.
Yep.
And then there's going to be, you know, like I said, raffle prizes. And one of the things my parents, good time was just having, you know, vibing with good people. And, you know, I don't think there's a better place to be than Prototype when there's heavyweights, food, donuts, beer. It's going to be just fun. Like that's all it's about. You know, at the end of the day, you can lift 1,000,000 pounds. But this is just, we're going to have a good time and, you know, hopefully raise a lot of money for a good cause.
It's going to be one of those events that that if you don't sign up and you're there spectating, you're going to be like, oh man, I wish I would have done it. I'm going to do this next year. And you might as well just sign up this year because you know that you've never really had an event and had a group of people get together and do stuff that you haven't been like, oh man, like I wish I was partaking in that. So sign up. If you have any issues with the Google Doc, email Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can contact Caitlin, myself, or Joe, and we'll help you out if you're having any issues signing up. But yeah, March 19th, March 19th, March 19th, March 19th, March 19th. When is it? March 19th. Okay, so make sure that you block off your calendar. The event is going to be, it's not an all-day thing. It's going to start, I'm trying to remember when Joe said it was either going to be a 7 or 8 a.m. start. Well, obviously, like put up the more clarifying details at that exact time, and it's going to end probably somewhere around 1 o'clock. And then we're going to have the food trucks and stuff here. So then it's going to be a little bit of social hour afterwards where everyone's going to hang out, drink a little bit, and have fun. Probably be similar to the vibe we had at like Row for Crows, where everyone was, you know, hung out for like 2 hours after the event ended. So yeah. Yeah, Caitlin, if you don't have anything to add, I'll just can wrap it up. So guys, again, all you got to do is sign up. And if you have questions, reach out. Thank you for listening to the community conversation. This is all about the Prototype Liftoff. Just do what you got to do and sign up. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, John. Thank you, everyone.